What it do, vinyl community? It is I, Brian, that's B-R-I-A-N, and this is what I have so far. Blue Note, Tone Poet. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and to those who have been watching, I greatly appreciate it. I know I haven't uploaded in a few days, but I've been looking forward to uploading this one. To those who have been watching, y'all know that I've been putting out a series of what I have so far. There are I can't even remember how many I've already put out, but this, I would say, is the final installment of what I have so far. And yeah, Blue Note Tone Poet, awesome audiophile reissue from Tone Poet. And yeah, so this is strictly Tone Poet. I only have one Music Matters that I've already shown, so I'm not going to put it on for this video. I'm not going to show it, but if you're curious to what Music Matters record that I have, it's you should watch the tunes tag where I show it. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this. So, as y'all may know, the Tone Poets are these gatefold. They come in the records come in these Stoughton tip-on jacket gatefold covers, and some of them aren't gatefold, so I want to start with the non-gatefold. Coming in first here, this is Joe Pass for DJango. This is I believe this is Joe Pass doing a album, this record, tribute to Django Reinhardt. I believe that was a musician's name. But yeah, this is awesome. This is an awesome record. Didn't know about it, actually. I know this is on Pacific Jazz stereo, but I wasn't familiar with this, and I'm loving how Blue Note has been putting these gem records, especially the ones on Pacific Jazz. But yeah, this has awesome musicians here. Actually, this is like one that I did not really know about the musicians, but yeah, now I've been seeing the name DJango everywhere on social media and such. But the lineup here is Joe Pass on guitar, John Pisano on guitar as well, Jim Hugart on bass, Colin Bailey on these sticks. Yeah, all these these Blue Note reissues that I'm about to show, all of my copies at least are flat, dead silent, and just great sounding. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more of these Blue Note reissues. That I'm looking forward to the Pacific Jazz and these other labels that are not Blue Note, but they're put out by Blue Note, I guess, or I think it's Universal. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is an awesome record here. Next up, I have another Pacific Jazz. This is Curtis Amy, Katanga. This is yet another buy that I, just based off the cover, look interesting, and this is one that I wanted. And this is actually one that I got at Amoeba, so let's say about a year ago. This is again on the stereo Pacific Jazz, and yeah, another gem. I know there's another Curtis Amy record on Pacific Jazz that I've seen online for reasonable money, but yeah, this is the back. And what's cool about these records the ones with the non-gatefold is that it comes with, where is it? It comes with this, this additional, I forget what it's called, but yeah, additional notes, I guess. Yeah, so, you know, I guess when they're non-gatefold covers, it's because there weren't any session photos of the recording at the time, I guess. But yeah, this is yet another fantastic record, which I don't think is in stock at the moment, but definitely look forward to the when it's back in stock. But here's the lineup here: Curtis Amy on tenor and soprano sax, Dupree Bolton on trumpet, Jack Wilson on piano, Ray Crawford on guitar, Vic Gaskin on bass, and Doug Sides on the sticks. This is Katanga, Curtis Amy. Just love the record here. You know, usually when I buy these reissues, I stream it before I buy them, but yeah, this is one that I knew that I was gonna love and get, and I'm happy to have this in my collection. All right, next up, this actually is another one that's not in stock. I've been seeing it go for I want to say maybe double the money that I paid. Got this for its retail price, but this is a phenomenal record. Duke Pearson, The Phantom. And yeah, killer stuff on here. The musicians just vibing it out on here. This is on that Liberty, with the Liberty address, the label. Duke Pearson, another musician that I don't have enough of his records. I know a while ago Joe Harley said that one of Duke Pearson's records, the master tape, was I think lost. So I think some of y'all know which record I'm talking about. I can't remember the name right now, but yeah, once he said that, the prices, well, not necessarily prices, but everyone started to buy the record. And yeah, anyways, the lineup here is Jerry Dojian on flute and alto flute, Duke Pearson on piano, Sam Brown on guitar, Al Gaffa on guitar as well, Bob Cranshaw on bass, Mickey Roker on drums, Victor Pantojo on conga, and Potato Valdez as well on conga and guiro. This is one that I fell in love with when I listened to it. Surprisingly enough, I didn't stream this, so this was more of a blind buy, but just the cover itself made me want to get it. And yeah, this is just another great record that I'm happy to have in my collection. Again, the vinyl is flat, the sound is just incredible, quiet, and just awesome to have this. Moving forward, I was one of those who bought the Ornette Coleman box set. I'm not going to show the box set. I know all of y'all have seen it, but I'm going to show the records. This is the Ornette Coleman Trio at the Golden Circle, Stockholm, Volume 1 and Volume 2. So, yeah, these two are a live recordings. Both of them on the New York, USA label. Same, again, trio, same musicians on both records. I'll tell you the lineup here in a moment, but yeah, I believe they recorded this in Stockholm, Sweden, and yeah, Sweden. I want to say between these two, Volume 2 sounds better to me, in my opinion, than Volume 1. I still love both of these, but if we're talking about, like, which one has more free jazz, Volume 2 does, in my opinion. But, interestingly enough, Ornette Coleman later on started playing violin and trumpet. So on these records that I'm about to show y'all that have him on the records, you'll see what he plays. But for these two, Ornette Coleman on alto sax, violin, and trumpet, David Izenzon on bass, and Charles Muffet on the sticks. So yeah, a lot of free jazz. You know, I don't think it's for everyone, but I love it. Especially when it's wild stuff, I get the goosebumps. But I feel like this one's more laid back. Still enjoy it. Still really enjoy it. But between Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 2 is, I was like, wow, this one is just chef's kiss. Love this. Okay, so the other one here is, this is Ornette Coleman's The Empty Foxhole. This one is also on that New York, USA label. Let me see the lineup here. But this one is actually interesting because this is a trio work here. But it has Ornette Coleman on alto sax, trumpet, and violin, Charles Hayden on bass, and Ornette Coleman, which is Ornette's son, on these sticks. That is these are awesome pictures, and yeah, it's crazy because DiNardo was only 10 years old at the time of this album, or the recording at least. As y'all can see there, Ornette Coleman playing on violin, DiNardo playing drums, and then the father and son staring at each other. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed this. This is one that I actually did not stream. I wanted to hear it for the first time on vinyl, and when I put it on the platter, I was like, wow, this is awesome. Very interesting how to hear DiNardo play the drums. But yeah, this is one that I'm happy to have. Here's another one. This is New and Old Gospel. This is actually a Jackie McLean record, but it has Ornette Coleman as a sideman. And this is actually on the Liberty address. Let's check out the lineup here. So this has Jackie McLean on alto sax, Ornette Coleman on trumpet, Lamont Johnson on piano, Scott Holt on bass, and Billy Higgins on the sticks. This one, side one, as y'all can see I love the colors. Color pictures are always awesome for these tone poets. But as I was saying, the side one of this record is actually done by Jackie McLean. It's just one tune, but it has parts. So everything else was written by Ornette Coleman. All the other music that from the Ornette Coleman box set. But yeah, this one did not expect to be in the box set, but at the same time, yeah, because I think Blue Note said that they were going to put everything Ornette Coleman as a leader and a sideman, so this is awesome to have. I don't think they're gonna sell this record individually, but yeah. Next up, this is Ornette Coleman, New York Is Now. This is yet another one that I didn't really listen to. A lot of the Ornette Coleman, I only heard a couple of his stuff, but I really enjoy it. This is let's see, this was done in 68. This was released in 68. And I love this. Side 2 on here I think the first track has an announcer speaking while the musicians, so like the announcer will say something and then the musicians will be playing. But yeah, the lineup here: Ornette Coleman on alto sax and violin, Dewey Redman on tenor sax, Jimmy Garrison on bass, and Elvin Jones on the sticks. This is noticed here, hopefully y'all can see right there, right over here. It says Volume 1. I'm not sure what it means by Volume 1, but so the next record that I'm about to show y'all mentions Volume 1 of this record. I'm talking about, and this is the last Ornette Coleman. This is Ornette Coleman's Love Call. So I think this is maybe Volume 2. Again, this is on Liberty. Showed these records chronologically, I guess, by the earliest to the last record. Same lineup here, but Ornette Coleman alto sax and trumpet, Dewey Redman tenor sax, Jimmy Garrison on bass, and Elvin Jones on the sticks. This one, another one that I really enjoyed. Fascinated by the cover, first off, as well as the pictures. Always awesome to see the pictures of these records, the session photos rather. But yeah, so the box set consists of 6 records. For the price, I think it's fair. You know, each record is about $35 or $38 now, I think. So times 6 is what, you would be paying for. But yeah, moving forward, this one, actually, I'm so happy to get. Actually was listening to this one today. This is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, The Witch Doctor. Another cover that fascinates me. Surprised some people don't like the cover, but yeah, this is an interesting one because this was, I believe, the recording was done in 1961, but it wasn't released until 1967. During the Liberty era of Blue Note. So it was released, with the Liberty label, but Blue Note, for the reissue, they decided to put the 47 West 63rd address. I thought that was interesting. Not sure why they did that, because they, you know, the official release for this was in 67, but I guess it's because of the recording. I'll show y'all the pictures here, the session photos. Yeah, awesome musicians on here. Lee Morgan on trumpet, Wayne Shorter on tenor sax, Bobby Timmons on piano, Jimmy Merritt on bass, and Art Blakey on the sticks. I want to say my favorite track on here is Afrique, which is which gives me this, you know, Night in Tunisia from the Art Blakey and Jazz Messengers Night in Tunisia record album. That's what it reminds me of. And I remember my local record shop had an OG of this record, but I don't know why I didn't get it. I should have gotten it. It was, you know, reasonable. I'm not sure how much OGs of this record goes for now, but yeah, another one. I think it's sold out, but you can never go wrong with Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers on Blue Note. This is yet another dynamite record to own. Moving forward, a member of the Jazz Messengers here. This is Lee Morgan. Now, this is okay, so this is Lee Morgan's the Raja. I believe so this was like released later on. This is released after Lee Morgan you know, had died. I want to say the first time it was released was in the 80s as a DMM, which is, I think, direct metal mastering. I think so, yeah. So I think the OG of this would be the French pressing. I don't have any DMMs, but I hear good and bad things about it. This is one that's released from, this is a New York label. I love Lee Morgan. All his records are freaking spectacular. But yeah, the lineup here: Lee Morgan on trumpet, Hank Mobley on tenor sax, Cedar Walton on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Billy Higgins on the sticks. Let's check out the session photos here. Yeah, this was originally recorded in 1966. So yeah, I believe Lee Morgan wasn't in the Jazz Messengers at this time, so but it's interesting to what was I gonna say? This was a blind buy for me. So many people I know online have said that they love this record, and yeah, happy to have this. This is one that, again, I think it's sold out, but when it's back in stock, you should get it. Great sounding and awesome musicians on here, so yeah. Another record that includes Lee Morgan, but as a sideman, this is McCoy Tyner's Tender Moments. This is on the Liberty label. Now, this is, in my opinion, one that I, in terms of the sound, the mix, it was quite low. Still enjoy the music, you know, spectacular musicians on here. Let me show y'all the back. This actually has 9 musicians on here, so that's would be considered a non-et, but this is what I love, the color photos on here. It just looks so nice. But yeah, again, this is probably one where I think if you were to compare an OG to one of these reissues, I think in this case maybe the OG might be hotter. Like the sound is probably gonna be louder than this, but it's still a great record. Lineup here is Lee Morgan on trumpet, Julian Priester on trombone, James Spaulding on alto sax and flute, Benny Maupin on tenor sax, Bob Northern on French horn, Howard Johnson on tuba, McCoy Tyner on piano, Herbie Lewis on bass, and Joe Chambers on the sticks. This is, again, I love the music on here. The musicians as well. Really happy to finally hear some tuba action on here, and yeah, I love McCoy Tyner's stuff on, you know, Blue Note and Impulse. I need to start getting his stuff on Impulse, but happy to have this in my collection. I recommend it, but you know, a lot of people just feel like this is not the best ones from the Blue Note reissues, but this is still great. Next up, here I have Jack McLean, It's Time. This is another one. This is actually one that I got early on while collecting the Tone Poets. This is on the New York, USA label, and man, I'm so happy that I got this, because it's been sold out for a while now. This is awesome, you know, post-bop. When I first streamed it, I was just blown away. It just reminds me of, I guess, the high school days. This is the session photos. And lineup here, Charles Tolliver on trumpet, Jackie McLean on alto sax, Herbie Hancock on piano, Cecil McBee on bass, and Roy Haynes on the sticks. This is an iconic record by Jackie McLean, and I really hope that they bring these back in stock, because this is one that everyone should own in their collection, and for the price, this is it. This, my friends, is it. Next up, I have another early Blue Note one, Tone Poet that I got, Donald Byrd's Chant. This is one that originally didn't come out of the time that, you know, the other ones came out. So this one I think came out later on. I want to say in the 80s or 90s maybe. What's interesting is when these first came out at the time, it had a different cover. So Blue Note, with these reissues, they give it a, I don't want to say proper, but I can't think of another word, but they give it a proper cover. It looks great. This is one that just looks like, you know, this cover looks like it would have came out at the time of this recording, which, by the way, this was recorded in 1961. Let me show y'all the love Donald Byrd. That's awesome. But yeah, this has Donald Byrd on trumpet, Pepper Adams on baritone sax, Herbie Hancock on piano, Doug Watkins on bass, and Teddy Robinson on the sticks. I need to spin this one more. I've had it in my shelf. I think, I'm going to say the last time I spun this was maybe a year ago. It's been that long since I've listened to it, so definitely going to I'm going to start spinning the ones that I haven't spun in a while. And yeah, one that's currently not in stock, but will be hopefully soon. Moving forward, here I have Grant Green, the Latin bit. When I first heard about when Blue Note announced the lineup for the Tone Poet for I think this one came out this year. So yeah, for this year, but I think they gave the lineup. They announced the lineup for this year's Tone Poets last year, I want to say. When I saw this on there, I was like, I'm definitely gonna get it. Now the reason being is I love Grant Green on, awesome A1 guitarist. Unfortunately, this is the only Grant Green Tone Poet that I have. That's why I jumped on it. But yeah, this is Latin jazz on New York, USA. The music on here is freaking phenomenal. We have Grant Green on guitar, Johnny Acia or AC, Johnny Aci on piano, Wendell Marshall on bass, Willie Bobo on drums, Potato Valdez on conga, and Garvin Masso on the shaker. This is one that I think is still available. I think it should be. I think for the most part, this year's Tone Poet stuff is usually in stock. So if it is, get it if y'all haven't gotten this. I'm looking forward for Blue Note, releasing the other ones that I missed, which is what, Born to Be Blue and Nigeria. But yeah, Grant Green, the Latin bit. Love this. It's freaking killer. Moving on, I have here Money Jungle by Duke Ellington. This is one that I've shown, not necessarily this pressing, but I have an OG press of this. I think I got this one first, and then I got the OG later on, but this is on the United Artists Jazz label. This is, surprisingly, I was surprised that they gave this the gatefold treatment. I guess they had session photos of this, but yeah, this is it. And yeah, wonderful trio. We have, Duke Ellington on piano, Max Roach, who plays on the sticks, and Charles Mingus, who plays on bass. Awesome stuff. This is one that I've heard many, many, many times. This, I like to listen to both of my copies equally, but yeah, one that I'm just happy that I got before it sold out, because I knew it was gonna sell out. I just didn't know when. But yeah, Money Jungle. This is awesome. Moving on. This is one that actually came out this year. This is Sunny Red, Out of the Blue. This is an awesome blues, jazz, underrated musician, and an underrated Blue Note record here. Sunny Red. I think this might be the only record that he put out for Blue Note. This is by the way on the New York, USA. I have Classic Records pressing of this. This Tone Poet is a stereo. The Classic Records that I have is mono. Show y'all the picture here. Ooh, just love this picture. It's so beautiful. Lineup here is Sonny Red on alto sax, Wynton Kelly on piano, Sam Jones and Paul Chambers on bass, Roy Brooks and Jimmy Cobb on the sticks. Now, I've compared both this and the Classic Records, and they both sound great. You know, between this one and Classic Records, obviously go for the Tone Poet because, again, all of these are done from the original analog tapes, and for the price, if you're looking for Classic Records pressing of this, it's gonna cost you a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed both my copies. This is Sonny Red's Out of the Blue. Awesome stuff. Another one that I was looking forward to when I saw it in the post. This is one that actually I don't think I've actually heard this one. I bought it, but I think I need to spin this. This is Stanley Turrentine's Rough and Tumble. Now, surprisingly enough, when I went to the record parlor, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I saw an OG of this, and I was like, oh wow, I need to spin my copy, my Tone Poet copy of this, and I still haven't done it, but this is on the New York USA label. Maybe I have. I can't remember. I want to say I haven't, but I feel like I have spun this. But if I did spin it, like listen to it, I think I've only done it once. Let me show y'all the session photos. Yeah, Stanley Turrentine. Love is his style of playing. You know, there is another Tone Poet that they put out. It's this one. But yeah, sorry. The lineup here is Blue Mitchell on trumpet, James Bawley on alto sax, Stanley Turrentine on tenor sax, Pepper Adams on baritone sax, Grant Green on guitar, McCoy Tyner on piano, Bob Cranshaw on bass, and Mickey Roker on these sticks. Arrangements done by none other than Duke Pearson. Yeah, so I was looking forward to getting this, and honestly, I need to spin this more because I can't remember if I did or didn't spin it, but so I can't really tell y'all whether to get it or not. But you know, if you love Stanley Turrentine, if you love completing the, you know, being a Blue Note Tone Poet completist, I will say I'm not a completist, but you know, they're putting out so many killer stuff to the point where one might just be a completist. Yeah, this is awesome. Love the cover, and I'm sure the music is spectacular. Moving on, here, these next two actually got on Record Store Day earlier this year when the Art Pepper Contemporary came out. The first one here is Hank Mobley's Curtain Call. This is yet another one that didn't come out at the time of the recording. Came out later on, you know, later on the 80s or 90s or later on. But this is on that 47 West 63rd. They decided to put the address, I guess, because that's when, let's see when it was. So this was recorded in on August 18th, 1957. I believe they left the liner notes from when the very first pressing of this came out, which again was probably in the 80s. Yeah, released in 84. As you can see somewhere here. The lineup here is Kenny Dorham on trumpet, Hank Mobley on tenor sax, Sonny Clark on piano, Jimmy Rouser on bass, and Art Taylor on the sticks. This is one that I was looking forward to. Early recording and stereo. Now, a lot of people have talked about how this pressing sounds like it's mono. And I gotta agree. This sounds mono. You know, I can't really explain to y'all how the mixing works. If y'all are interested to learn more about, you know, other people, what other people have to say on this particular record, just search up Hank Mobley Curtain Call Tone Poet review. But yeah, I do agree this does sound mono. Not really sure why they put stereo. I think Joe Harley explained it somewhere on someone's video. I can't remember who it was though, but Joe Harley gave a full explanation. And yeah, this is one that is awesome. Love Hank Mobley. This cover just looks freaking fantastic. The next one here is Jacqueline McLean, Tipping the Scales. Yet another fantastic cover. So freaking cool. This is not the 47 West 63rd. Rather, it's on the New York, USA. Another stereo, which I think this one actually does sound stereo, because this one was recorded in 62, and by that time I believe Rudy Van Gelder stuck to stereo. Here's the session photos, and the lineup here is Jacqueline McLean on alto sax, Sonny Clark on piano, Butch Warren on bass, and Art Taylor on the sticks. So yeah, this wasn't released until 1984, but originally it was recorded in 62. So that's interesting to me. Love the music on here. I hope Blue Note, you know, releases more of these types of. I hope they do more of these releases where they have you know, the stuff that was put out in the 80s get this type of treatment. But yeah, this is awesome. Next up, I have here. I actually showed this in Final Finds 1. This is Face to Face by Babyface Willette on New York, USA. I talked more about this record in Final Finds 1, so yeah, this is awesome. Another one that I talked about in Final Finds 1, Freddie Hubbard, Breaking Point. This was came out in June. We're still in June. Awesome stuff. Again, talked about this in the Final Finds one. So yeah, so happy to have this. This is one that I love so much. Next up, this one. When I saw that it was sold out, I was sad. Love this piano player. He passed away, I want to say 2020 or 2021, I think 2020. But here, this is Chick Corea. Now he sings, now he sobs. This is on that Solid State label, stereo. Yeah, Chick Corea, I love his style of his piano style of playing. This is one that I missed out on at first, but came out back in stock, I want to say like a month ago. But yeah, this was recorded in 68 or released in 68. This has this is actually a trio work. The lineup here is Chick Corea on piano, Miroslav Vitos on acoustic bass, Roy Haynes on the sticks. This is awesome post-bop. Love Chick Corea. I have a couple other Chick Corea that are not, tone poets, but we'll show them soon in another video. Chick Corea was another musician that I listened to a lot in high school, and when I saw that, that this particular record was out as a tone poet, I wanted to get it. But again, at the time, it was sold out. But yeah, came back, and I think it's sold out now. I hope I'm wrong though, because if y'all haven't heard of this one record, this is a must-have in the collection. Okay, so these next two, I will admit, I haven't spun them yet. I've had it in my shelf for a good few months, but I will spin them. First one here is Dexter Gordon's Clubhouse. This is yet another one that came out later on. They put the New York, USA label. Stereo. Lovely stuff. Love Dexter Gordon. This is the reason why I got this. But as well as the lineup here. Unfortunately, mine does have a seam split, but it is what it is. You can't really see it when I hold it up like this. But Dexter Gordon on tenor saxophone, Freddie Hubbard on trumpet, Barry Harris on piano, Bob Cranshaw on bass, and Billy Higgins on the sticks. Can't wait to spin this. This is the session photos. This was originally recorded in 1965, but this was released by Blue Note in 79 during the Capitol years, when Capitol Records bought Blue Note. This is one that I, again, cannot wait to spin. The lineup here is incredible. Again, love Dexter Gordon. Clubhouse. Another one that I, again, haven't spun yet, surprisingly enough, but this is Toni Brooks, The Waiting Game. Toni Brooks, I believe he only, as a jazz-led musician. There was only, I think, 4 or 5. The one that came out, the one that, True Blue is the one that was the only one that was released at the time when he was alive. But the other ones, like this one, Minor Move, I think is the other one, and Back to the Tracks. Which, by the way, Back to the Tracks, I think, came out as Classic Records Press. Maybe as a Music Matters, I'm not sure. But I know True Blue came out as a Music Matters, so that's good. But yeah, Tina Brooks, this is one that I think maybe I've heard on my phone maybe one time, but when I saw this, I wanted to get to listen to more Tina Brooks. Tina Brooks on tenor sax, Johnny Coles on trumpet, Kenny Drew on piano, Wilbur Ware on bass, and Philly Joe Jones on the sticks. Yeah, so Blue Note released this in 1985, but the music was recorded in 1961. So yeah, I know Tina Brooks was in a lot of records as a sideman, but he as a leader, you only got to, I guess, see that one being the True Blue. But this is on the 47 West 63rd, and yeah, I don't have the other one. I believe it's called Minor Move or something like that, or along those lines. But yeah, this is one that I need to actually spin. Need to give some love to Tina Brooks. But moving on. This is one that when I saw the cover, I was fascinated by it. I started listening to this musician, to this album a bunch of times through stream at the Spotify. I'm talking about Wayne Shorter, The All-Seeing Eye. I just love this cover. This is so freaking cool. It's on that New York, USA label. Another stereo release. This has a phenomenal lineup. Y'all can see the musicians here, the session photos, and the lineup. Freddie Hubbard on trumpet and flugelhorn, Alan Shorter on flugelhorn, Gretchen McCord III on trombone, James Spalding on alto sax, Wayne Shorter on tenor sax, Herbie Hancock on piano, Ron Carter on bass, and Joe Chambers on the sticks. This is the back. And I believe, again, for a lot of these, for most of the Tone Poets, I don't have OGs to compare, but from what I've heard, between like the comparison of an OG of this and this Tone Poet edition, from what I've heard, the Tone Poet sounds much better than the OG for this, at least. Happy to have it. Next up, yet another Donald Byrd. This is Byrd in Flight. This is one that so many people were want this record. This is on the 47 West 63rd. Donald Byrd as a jazz trumpet player is so great. I will admit, I I've listened to this like a lot of times. This is just one that the cover and the music and the musicians is what makes me listen to this record a lot. But Byrd on trumpet, Hank Mobley on tenor sax, Duke Pearson on piano, Doug Watkins on bass, Lex Humphreys on drums. And then we have Byrd on trumpet, Jackie McLean on alto sax, Duke Pearson on piano, Reginald Workman on bass, and Lex Humphreys on the sticks. So yeah, there is a total of, I want to say, 3 tracks on each side. And yeah, as you can see right there. Yeah, originally done in 1960 and released in 1960. This is one of my favorite Byrd records. So happy to have gotten this. I know there's a Classic Records pressing of this. Not sure if I want to get it though. Happy to have this one. But yeah. Another one that this is actually number 1 on my list. This one I actually had to pay a little bit more, but from one of my favorite people in the vinyl community, Dylan from Noble Records. When I saw that when he put this on his Discogs for sale, I was like, I'm getting this. What record am I talking about? This is Kenny Burrell, introducing Kenny Burrell. This is one that just amazes me. This is on the 767 Lexington Avenue. Originals of this go for a ton of money. I believe this one is a mono. Yeah, mono. But just look at this cover. This is what made me want to get this, as well as the music. But man, I'm just so happy to have this, because this is one, you know, a lot of people want the Chet Baker, the Grant Green, and these other ones, right? But this is one that I wanted the most from the Tone Poet. I just love this record. The lineup here is Kenny Burrell on guitar, Tommy Flanagan on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, Kenny Clark on drums, and Candido on conga drum. Let me show y'all the bam. Session photos are freaking amazing. Look at that. That's so cool. It just amazes me so much. This was recorded in 1956. I'm just so happy to finally... I've actually had this for a year now. Happy to have it in my collection. And hopefully it comes back in stock, because I know a lot of people want this. And a lot of people missed it out when it first came out. But yeah, Kenny Burrell. Another one that I wanted to get early on. Thankfully, this one wasn't sold out. Now it is. And I've seen it, you know, rises, the price increase. This is another early one. This is Paul Chambers Quartet, Bass on Top. Yet another OG of this goes for a ton of money. It's on that 47 West 63rd label. And man, Paul Chambers on bass. This is one that I was just so happy to get. Let me show y'all the session photos yet again. This has Kenny Burrell on guitar, Hank Jones on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Art Taylor on the sticks. Yeah, so no woodwinds or brass instruments on here, which is one of the reasons why I love this. You know, not saying that I don't like woodwinds or brass. You know, I used to play alto saxophone in high school. So, just, you know, sometimes I'll just be in a mood where I don't want to hear any woodwinds or brass, but I do want to hear bass, upright bass, guitar, drums, piano, and yeah, so happy to have this. Next up, this is one that wasn't up there in terms of me wanting to have it in my collection, but when I saw the cover and I saw the musician, like the name of the musician, I was like, I gotta get this. One that I hadn't really listened to, you know, before Blue Note announced this record for the Tone Poet release, but this is Sonny Clark, My Conception. Sonny Clark kills, he shreds on the piano. This is on that 47 West 63rd. Not sure if this is sold out. I hope it's not, but let me show y'all the photos here. Again, awesome stuff. Donald Byrd on trumpet, Hank Mobley on tenor sax, Sonny Clark on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Art Blakey on the sticks. This is one that came out later on. This came out actually in 1979. Originally recorded in 1959. So yeah, this came out 20 years after the original recording. Stereo, and yeah, I'm so happy to have. Again, love how Blue Note give them a awesome cover for the ones that came out, you know, in the 70s and 80s. So yeah, that's really cool, in my opinion at least. But I have one more record to show, and this is one that I was surprised it wasn't sold out. Now it is, but you know, when I first got it, it was still in stock. I guess Blue Note put a ton of these. It just had a ton of these. This is Lee Morgan, The Cooker. This is an iconic record on that 47 West 63rd. Man, oh man. I believe the original one came out as a mono. So they decided to do this as a stereo. Recorded in 1957. This is just an iconic cover. This is, Man, I love Lee Morgan. And, you know, the musicians on here is what makes this album so great. You got Lee Morgan on trumpet, Pepper Adams on baritone sax, Bobby Timmons on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Philly Joe Jones on the sticks. Yeah. This is, I'm just so happy that, you know, this got the Tone Poet treatment. I'm actually really surprised that Music Matters didn't release this, because this is up there. This is up there in terms of, you know, Blue Note. So yeah, this is the last Tone Poet that I have here. So that means this concludes what I have so far, Blue Note Tone Poet edition. If any of y'all stuck around, watched the whole thing, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry for not posting. I was spending time with the family, and you know, Father's Day came up a few days ago, so I want to wish everyone a happy Father's Day. All those in the VC who are dads, y'all keep it up. Y'all are just awesome. You know, the ones who I watch, Jason from the Jazz Basement, Chris from Tunes from the Man Cave, Dylan from Noble Records, Mike from The In Groove, they're all, you know, dads. And any of y'all who are watching who's a father, I know this is late, but happy Father's Day to each and every one of you. And yeah, that's I think that's it for what I have so far. I think that concludes the series. I will be doing other, whatchamacallit, I will be showing other records that I haven't shown. And yeah, there will be more to come. But if y'all enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, that would be cool. But if not, that's okay. I hope to see y'all in the next one, and take care.